Hey there, Mohsin. My name's Andrew, and I'm the essay corrector here at IELTSpodcast.com. Thanks for submitting this trial correction on international marketing. Now, obviously, I can see that you've submitted 2 essays for correction, but these trials are strictly 1 per student, so I'll just be correcting the more complex one. The task 2. This is what people tend to struggle with the most. So if you are new to IELTS, you could probably do with having a look at the mark scheme. The mark scheme details the areas in which you're scored and how you must perform in each one. But what I'll do is I'll talk through them all. First of all, I'll discuss how well you responded to the task that you were given. Then I'll talk about the structure of your work and whether it was good, although it looks okay. Then I'll also talk about the language you used and whether it was formal and precise enough. And I will correct some grammar along the way. So this is a discuss both views and give your opinion question. But the focus of the question is international marketing invasive and intrusive, or is it an economical and essential form of education? So we need to make sure that in the introduction that we discuss both sides of the argument, that we give our opinion, and that we briefly outline the ideas we will use in the body of our essay. So you've spoken about spreading local marketing strategies and that it could generally be perceived as a threat, but these are not specifically, it's not precise enough in relation to the question. They must be more relevant. So we should have something along the lines of, while some people perceive international marketing to be an invasive or like an unwelcome intrusion into the country in question, others see it as a necessary method of disseminating ideas, language, and culture. Personally, I advocate the former view or the latter view, simply because, and then a brief outline of your ideas. So that's how we're falling short on the introduction. It's not quite precise enough in relation to the question, and it lacks an opinion. Secondly, and perhaps most importantly, is one part of the question is to write at least 250 words. And to write less than 250 words, fewer than 250 words, will automatically score you a band 5 in the task achievement section of the mark scheme. Yes, it's only a quarter of the mark scheme, but if you want a 7 or above, you're going to really struggle to get it if a quarter of your mark is band 5. So make sure you follow every part of the question. Write at least 250 words. I believe it's marketing belonging to foreign firms. Don't use obviously. Obviously is a bit rude, because if it were obvious, we wouldn't be writing about it. This could do with being more specific. I see what you're saying. This is a good point to raise, that meddling in markets could be the invasive part. But we need more of an explanation as to how this happens. Also, each paragraph must be supported with a real-world example. So when we reason, when we lay out our thinking, we have to give examples to show that our thinking is based on evidence and not just opinion. So each and every paragraph must be supported with an example. This will also cause you to score a band 5 in the task achievement section. So your language, your vocabulary and your grammar is actually quite high quality, but you must become more familiar with the format of academic writing. Each paragraph contains one idea. So in this case, it would be the idea that some people perceive international marketing as invasive and intrusive. We explain why that's the case. We give an example of a time when international marketing has been invasive and intrusive, and then we explain how all of our points relate back to the question. To the dice. You're using some informal and sort of metaphorical language, and we need to stick to literal descriptions of what we're talking about. We need to be as clear as possible. And if we introduce too many idioms or metaphors or over-describe, we lose clarity in our ideas. We put too much on the reader, and we allow the reader to come up. Like, for instance, 10 people reading your essay should all have the same idea. If 10 people reading your essay interpret it in 10 different ways, we've done something wrong. And this is an example of where people would be tempted to make up their own mind as to what it means, but we should be giving them that. If you're going to use the conditional, there has to be a condition. Countries' markets would have an increased number of options. Increased number of options and improved quality. Let's stick to the same tenses. But still, this should be, the conditional is used to say, if something, then this would happen. If X, then Y would be. So really we need a conditional clause in order to use this would properly. Countries' markets have an increasing number of options and improved quality as a result of increasingly competitive trade. That's better. This could be said as with either limited or no availability. So, with what approach? What steps? Keep your language precise and specific. If you stray into ambiguity, like I said, it leaves it open to interpretation. And academic writing is not open to interpretation. It is a literal representation of our ideas. So we need to work on the academic format with you. Your language is okay and actually is not a cause for concern. But if you want to take IELTS at the beginning of next year, I would recommend doing some real serious study on how to improve your academic format. If you would like to continue receiving these sorts of essay corrections, in order to do that, you can subscribe to our course, the link to which is on this very page you're staring at right now. The course comes with 8 essay corrections in total, over which time I hope to raise you to more than a Band 7 in IELTS writing. I do hope to be seeing some more of your work coming through soon, Mohsin, but until then, have a great day and goodbye for now.